organizations, from different media, not-for-profits to come out, just so we can come together and talk. Because at the same sense, I'm not gonna say that the Democrats haven't been trying to do what they have to do. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that the Republicans have not been trying to make their voices heard and make that prominent change. But to be honest with you, even if both sides try to make change, there's always going to be resistance because neither side wants to play nice with each other. This is when, for me, the conservatives come in. The conservatism come in. And when it enters, it says pretty much, listen, y'all guys have to get along. Y'all have to work together. Because we need our streets protected, we need our families together, and we need unity. We're not asking these political parties nothing. We're here today as far as saying, I'm done waiting for other political leaders to talk from me. I'm done waiting for other people to make decisions from me. I'm here to make a decision myself. Even if y'all decide to join the Conservative Party today, it's not just because I invited you here. You made this decision as a citizen. This is your right. This is supposed to always be your right, even when the Democrats register you in. There's a lot of empty ballots. There's a lot of empty seats. There's a lot of paper ballots, people that's getting put in on the ballot with no real representation, knowing that they're not going to do nothing. They know they're going to lose. They just want to grab a quick check, make matching funds. Give me your money, give me your money. That's all it's about. But at the end of the day, after all of this and everything is said and done, what happens with the community? You advance yourself. You got yourself around all the good people, because I'll tell you right now, with me being in politics for only 3 years, I'm meeting all everybody's, somebody's, who's who, different organizations, everybody. So then now, when you start to walk in that type of limelight, you start to sit there, you start to say, now I see how the disconnect is. And the disconnect starts when they start to make you feel that you have to become a part of them. You have to play their game. Everybody, this is our chairman, Pat. Everybody say hi to Pat.
Hello, everybody. Hey, I thought that was Gonzalo, and I thought I was Pat. My bad.
Yeah, I gave you your name.
Oh, all right. Yeah. I just got back up.
She probably went out for a smoke.
Oh, okay.
She'll be back.
Thank you.
So, pretty much, when I think of it, it's like I said, we're not here to ask. We're demanding. And now, what do we have in our streets? We have politicians that focus on agendas and focus on their pockets, aligning their pockets with their businesses. We have propaganda and games going on. Like James said, Trump already won. What we still fighting that for? States have their own individual power. The more we sit there and we start worrying about national and we start worrying about everything else that's not focused on home, and we start thinking our issues is everybody else's issues everywhere else, we lose insight on what we need to do and what we need to accomplish. We have representation now. So we can no longer say, oh, we need more representation, this, and that. No. We have people that look just like us in office. We had a person that looked just like us as president. We have people even more so that look just like us as senators and congressmen, and as more so. What is really changing in our blocks and our surroundings?
Nothing.
I got shot at 16. Bullet to the shoulder, 169 in Walsh. Now, there's cameras more out there, more than ever now. Why is there still more shootings? We had computer training and we had our centers open on every community. Remember, they used to have the centers open, block parties and things like that. Now, we can't even do that. I drove past Brooklyn and I seen all the asylum so-called seekers. And the reason why I say asylum seekers and not immigrants, because immigrants is people who decided to leave and come, right? But also it's like, well, they snuck in here, illegal immigration, let me say that, right? But asylum seekers, I say asylum seekers because we welcome them in. We literally had them here. We literally bought them from wherever they was coming from and said, hey, yeah, come in. We give you housing, food, board, and everything. I was driving by Bruckner. I seen everybody outside, chilling, drinking. They were smoking, doing their own individual thing. They was chilling, drinking, doing their own individual thing. And I just thought to myself, if I see our people out there, our youth out there, sitting, drinking, smoking, and chilling, just on a regular street, what would the cops do? They'll tell us to move. So understand this is just like with any relationship. What you allow is what you're gonna get. And I feel like we have not, and when I say we, I mean me as well. We have not held our elected officials accountable. We have not held our committee boards accountable. We have not held our teachers accountable. We have not held our police all the way accountable. And when I mean holding police accountable, I don't mean holding them accountable for saying, like we said, all the kids with the ski masks, you fit the stereotype. Now we telling them to leave our youth alone, but meanwhile you scared your damn self if they run up on you. Make it make sense. Certain things can't be about a race thing when it's clearly an issue. So we gotta stand on 10 toes and say, no, we don't want that. Yeah, we don't want that face mask over the mask. But now that we telling our youth that we don't want that, and then you mess with them, you gotta deal with us. There's not enough men in politics, as I say. And when I mean men, I mean warriors. We don't got enough strong warriors. So most of these politicians now that's coming in and that's making decisions, they could play that easy game and talk that slick talk and all that fancy stuff around other politicians. They won't deal with y'all. Only thing they need is give some representation to get y'all to vote. And in hindsight, they really can't change nothing because in hindsight, there's no approach to even come to y'all. Because the person that's representing y'all feels like, I have all the information and the power and I need that for myself to elevate. And as you see, this is what's happening with the Democrat Party. It's not that everybody's saying, oh, if you're in the Democrat Party, you gotta vote black. You black if you're in the Democrat Party. No, they pretty much saying, the way I look at it is, yo, they're the only ones giving us representation. They're the only ones that'll make us feel like you black and you proud and we stand with our brothers. That's a damn lie. And the only reason why I could say that is because if that was the case, then the Democrat Party would never have a history of slavery. The Republican Party would have never had the history of making women rights, giving women their rights. There's bad and corruption on all sides. And even the conservatives broke away from the Republicans when they started to think about too much money. Right? So, for me, I look at it like this. In order for everything to work, we need real men in politics that come from where we come from, that they can feel secure in us, that we can be able to control our streets, bring businesses to our community, and also make sure our community is clean. But a lot of that comes with self-responsibility. You gotta be able to look your man in the face and say, yo, bro, I know you selling them drugs, but if somebody died from your drugs or if one of your men step out of line, you're gonna get blamed for it. Because at the end of the day, the community gotta be a community. So that's why I asked some of you strong brothers to come out, because to me it's like, while I'm fighting this fight, I'm gonna be talking to the politicians, I'm gonna be talking to Democrats, Republicans, and conservatives of all nature. And I'm pretty much gonna be telling them this. Y'all have no choice but to work together. We don't care who right now is going on in the election, who's running. My people is gonna pick whoever get the job done. And if they don't, we're gonna show them how to get the job done and what little it takes to get that job done. I started complaining about asbestos. They noticed I had asbestos. Now all of a sudden they want to check every floor for asbestos in my building now. Oh, now they putting fly nice stuff on the scaffolds now because I said it was like a concentration camp. I'm a kid from the projects. I never thought my voice would matter. I never had nothing to lose. Sometimes I still struggle with it. I still struggle with it. The only good thing is that just like me, as many of y'all, is that we aged out. he met me at a time where I wasn't doing nothing really with my life other than just working. Still felt like I was that still same street kid, still felt like I had that same still status, but at the end of the day, what was I doing? Being a father, being a working man, living a 9 to 5 regular life. Just waiting to catch wreck if somebody pissed me the hell off. So like I tell people, we're not living in a mental health crisis. We're living in a quality of life crisis that contributes to our mental. Because one thing, if y'all caught on what I said, I was working, I fought, but at the end of the day, the streets could always still grab me and pull me back. One of my friends would get into something, and now I gotta get into something, anything. How do we stop that? And what stopped that was giving me the representation, allowing me to now have full control over all of that by saying, nah, I can offer y'all a better way. We got family members in jail. If y'all want to get y'all family members out of jail, come, do some community work. So when you go to that judge, you can tell that judge, look, I got my brother, I got my sister, I got my cousin. I can get them out. The community is saying you can let them out. We're gonna make sure, even if you gotta put them on house arrest, we're gonna make sure they do right. The people that's committing nonviolent crimes that's on parole, they can't get jobs. Why is this not something that we're fighting for when we're saying, well, if a president is elected and he had to face criminal charges and things like that, and he's still able to do his job, why are y'all looking at our youth and our people as if they are not functioning and they can't do their job? We're fighting for some of the wrong things without actually pinpointing it, but because nobody's really focused on their area. Everything that I'm talking about, if you feel what I'm saying, is because I'm actually going through it. I got asbestos in my house. I live in the projects. One elevator working. We just had a note on the door, right? It said no hot water or cold water. I gotta take the train. I was just the other day, I seen mom. This is my mom right here. I seen mom, and we was chilling on the block. Right now, I'm on Google. It says I'm a politician now, right? So I'm a politician. I'm outside. I'm chilling with my guys.
You are a politician.
Yes, I am a politician. Thank you.
Very good one.
Thank you. But the reason why I say that is because when you come outside and you are who you are, the first thing you start to think of is, I can't chill around my people how I want to chill around my people. First thing you think is dang, matter of fact, I can't do certain things around them, I can't move certain ways. And that's the isolation right there. Nah, you know what I did? We chilled, went upstairs, right, Mom? I chilled with her son, we all chilling, we came back out, what we did? We continued chilling.
Yeah.
Now, for them, they looking at me like, oh, he chilling with us, and he ain't really acting no different, but other than he taking care of business. Because one thing is, who we cool with and who we friends with and our personality gotta be a little bit separate when it comes to our community, our family, and our faith. Those things can't be negotiated. And real men know we care about our community. A lot of us won't speak up or won't even dare challenge anybody in the community because you're afraid or you're worried about the pushback or you're worried about the gangs and X, Y, and Z. But to be honest with you, when you're a man and you stand 10 toes, that gang member gonna understand, yo, bro, your kid gotta walk through here too. Your kid gotta walk through here too. Everything is all fun and games until that gun is aiming at your cousin or aiming at your peoples. Then you selling drugs, right? You want a better life? Well, let's offer you something different. But what is that something different? Because nowadays, we can't sit here and say, well, the kids is looking at getting a 9 to 5 job as the thing. I'm here to let everybody know, especially if you're a little bit like older and y'all late 40s, the kids don't believe in none of that no more. They see the media, they see the internet. You know what's crazy? This is the most age of the most hustlers of kids ever. The kids know how to scan, they know how to edit videos, they know how to market, they know how to make a connection all the way. And most of the stuff that they're learning and they know come off of just out the street. So what is the school system teaching them?
Nothing.
What is the school system teaching them? So now they looking at it like I can learn more from the streets. I can learn more going to jail, come back, be the man, and what do I need? Anything? What do I need? What do I need a 9-to-5 job for? What do I need to be a city worker for? Who cares if the city needs an extra head to keep the rotation going? No, you don't need me. Because, yeah, you know?
Not even just that though, like, I ain't gonna lie, cause I'm 21, so like, even like finding a job too nowadays, like, they be like, oh yeah, like, we're looking for workers, we're looking to hire somebody, and X, Y, Z, and the third, but then they're like, all right, when we going to go look for these jobs and look for that X, Y, Z, and the third, then I'm going to apply and I'm going to do the you know, I'm meeting up with you so we can talk about everything, but then you like, oh, I need to have all these different things, and unfortunately, like, I wasn't given the chance to get these things, but I could still put in the work, but obviously it's still not enough for you. But then, all right, so then if that's not enough for you and I can't get the job, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go find a job somewhere else, and I'm gonna be outside, and I'm gonna go try to make my money, because I still gotta make a living too. Y'all say y'all want us to work, get help and everything like that, but then we can't, because then y'all push us in the corner, because y'all looking for this, when even the people that are doing this, they do the bare minimum, when the people that got this, they do the most, and it's not fair.
Right. Like, look at it like this. Like I said, I was fortunate that my mother left me, and the only reason why she left me because she was going into corrections, and she said, I know who you are, I know your friends probably gonna come over, I cannot live with you, I don't want no part, I'm leaving. And she gave me the, like, yeah, no, I'm going. I don't know, like, you messed up in college, you coming back home, I don't know how you gonna be, and I can't afford it. But she had every right to, because after a while, when you raising, my mother came from the street, she came from the gutter. She was in a shelter when she had me. You get what I'm saying? My mom's just came from that lifestyle where we talk about those parties and that street era. So for her to come and be a school teacher and then her kid get caught up in the streets, like I told you, I got shot at 16. So just imagine me getting caught up when the whole YG era was going on, the Mac Ball era, all these, the things that the young boys was talking about now, we was just coming of age getting on. So when somebody asks me, oh, how I know I could combat it? Oh yeah, because we was helping out there, we kind of contribute to the madness. And because we contribute to the madness and we're no longer with that, and now just like I said, we're fathers. We ain't in the game. It ain't like it was back in the day when everybody had connects. You can't get that. You really gotta work now. A lot of your OGs are broke and poor. A lot of them wish they had a job. A lot of them ain't making money. You got somebody that's an OG. He's like 40, 30 years old. He got 20 drops. He can get anybody to push a button, but he broke and he hurt. So now, for a guy like me who know all of this, hold on. Come here, bro. You ain't got to struggle. Create a business. Create a nonprofit. Let's learn about trust. Let's learn about these different things. But I can't just tell you. I got to bring you around the people. And I got to allow you to deal with them outside of me and step away. And let you fly like a butterfly. Anybody, all of y'all who's coming in here, and if y'all decide to register as a conservative, it's not, oh, let me check up on him and call him to ask him for advice. No, you got a chairman right here, you got a vice chairman right there, you make your own relationships within the party, and you go and you move how you want to move and grow. Because if not, then we just making more puppets. We just having everybody follow still the same leader. And then eventually you'll have somebody else do the same thing, and then instead of saying, yo, bro, I might not agree with that decision. This might not help our community. You'll go with it just because you like it. I don't want that. Because in the streets, do we do that? Do we play with each other like that? So why are we doing that? Why would we do that when it comes to our community? And I'm not gonna lie. When I get around some of these leaders and things like that, the most things that I see, and I look at some of these men and I say, I wouldn't follow you. You ain't strong enough. I wouldn't follow you. Because I know, guess what? I know at the end of the day, you think that the fancy suits and the way you look and your status is going to get you and have these kids understand you. They need to physically feel you. They need to understand that, yo, bro, I know how it feels to have an eye. I know how it feels to be scared. I know how it feels to be worried. I know how it feels to feel like my parent is not all the way there or not understanding me. You get what I'm saying? But I didn't understand what my mother was going through until I got older to realize now I'm scared for my little brothers. My little brother's 16 now. He's not exempt from the gang life and everything else like that. He likes drill. Even as I'm running for office right now, I have to worry about that. Because this is the thing, when you start doing good and y'all start getting on the right path and y'all start bringing things to your community, everything around y'all is not going to change. So your reality is a little bit different from everybody else who's running in the office, who's getting into politics. You're just getting in, you just getting in, but at the end of the day, it's going to still be certain family stuff that's still going to be going on. That now it's like, all right, I got to work to make sure this is right. So understand this, when we get into this type of lane, I'm not asking y'all to play politics. I'm not asking y'all to get in front of the camera and talk and be fancy and to vote or even say to vote the next man. What I'm asking y'all is find out the issues that's going on. Bring the issues to the party so we can fix that. If you be the solution that you want to be. If you say, yo, this is going on, it don't even matter if you got to take credit. Yes, take credit for that. Let us know so we can address that issue. Because once we address that issue and we start taking care of it, it sets a ripple effect for Republicans, Democrats, Independents, anybody that come into our neighborhood. Do the work. No more politics. Do the work. Pick up a broom. And if somebody get killed or somebody die, I want to see you outside. I don't want to see you up in Albany all day talking to them, fighting for our laws and votes. Why? They'll get the point when we stop paying their asses. They'll get the point when we got our community boards and our stuff voting them out and voting their businesses out once we find out what connections is. But outside of that, one of the major things that hinders us when it comes to politics is that when it comes to politics, no. You cannot leverage your politics with business. You cannot take your money from your business and switch it to politics. You can't do none of that funny stuff. But one thing you can do is with you having a business, with you being involved in politics, you understand the law of the land. Which means knowing the law of the land is this. Okay, we need more representation and we need more economical wealth in our community. For our community, not ourselves, not for the business, but for our community. Individually, you might can't get it done. Individually, you might can't get it done. Individually, I might can't get it done. But the services that we each offer, that we bust our asses, that we offer and we entertain other people with, those are the services that can connect with those other people that can bring those resources back to our community. Because everybody wants to be involved into a podcast, into a wrestling company, or into media. So, first part, like I told you, we must, as ourselves, be men, stand up for our principles, our rights, protect our community. After that, and having that moral, we must get involved into local politics to understand the law of the land, to make sure that we're being represented, to make sure that we have a say in our community. After that, we must build up in an economical way. And how do you build up in an economical way? Through your businesses, through your non-for-profits. Because not everybody's going to want to talk to you about politics. Most of you people here, I did not meet and talk to y'all about politics of us just meeting. What gravitated y'all towards me was, okay, he got a business. This is what he's doing with his business. And that's what the youth see. The youth is going to look at y'all and see men who's in politics doing what they got to do, but also working men who have their businesses and bust their ass every day. Who got that 9 to 5. Who still got a hobby and things like that. Because now you got everybody that's into this type of things. CapCut is free. Why is our kids not, and our kids use it? Why we don't have no sessions about CapCut? Why our kids don't learn how to make an app? That means we're teaching machines before we teach our American citizen kids. We're putting every knowledge into AI, but not into our kids. Our kids at 2 years old is AI. My daughter at 2 years old know how to play a guitar, talking 4 sentences. Get off of me, what you doing? Oh, okay, all right, that's good. I can trust you now. Go ahead, you can watch her. She's gonna tell me to come right back by the age of 3. You know, and being a part of the conservative party, like I said, No party could take credit for being an all-white party. No party could take credit for being an all-black party. The moment they start doing that and you start believing in that, you are a fool. Once again, white does not exist. Black does not exist. You go to Europe, everybody's from Ireland, Dutch, Wales, Liverpool, such and such, things like that. Africa, they might look at, you might think all Africans is the same, but those are different countries. Those are not states. Those are countries. Even when they talk about Christianity, there's not a big God presence, right? Oh, our ancestors believe in the spirits and things like that. They definitely believed in the spirits. They definitely believed in our ancestors. They definitely did. But a lot of people don't know either that Christianity was a black religion before it ever was a white religion. If we're gonna go by constructs. So then now you talk to even hate yourself. We live in a generation now where we have to be unified. Anybody that come and talk that race talk to divide us, we must look at them and say, I don't care. Honestly, if he's a racist and he's willing to make sure his area is safe to help my area so we don't trickle down to his area, we can work together. I don't care what you believe. I don't care what you're about. As long as you don't step on the things that I'm doing for my community, you're willing to help my community. Now, that's just me talking. Everybody has different points of views. Everybody has different things and how there's different ways to skin a cat. And my job is to learn from you guys. To put everything out there and to say, hey, now I want to know from you what you're about and what you're doing. But in order to make this real for our kids in the community, you know, we can't just be political figures. We got to be those guys that entertain them. We got to have them have a good time. We got to bring back these block parties. We got to work with these police and tell them, yo, listen, if we having an event right here, I know y'all want to stand here, but yo, stand 2 blocks down, and we know kids, once they see you, the ops see you, they ain't gonna shoot. Stand on this side right here. They need us. And if they work with us, the crime go down, they'll look good. And that's what I'm not understanding, because I'm starting to see when I'm like, hold on, doing the work will make everybody look good. Working together, police, making black organizations and helping us will make it all look good. But another thing that the police and people are doing right now is 2 things. The cops have a record on all of our high school kids and all of our teenage kids. If your kid is 12 years old, he's around a gang member or he's affiliated with a gang member, he's on that paper. They know who he is, they know what he's about. How I know this? Because I was young, I was dumb, and I acted a fool. And when I got kicked out of Truman High School, luckily because my mother was a school safety agent, and the sheriff came to the school, I didn't commit no crime, I didn't have no record. Oh, we know who your son is. We know what he about. Get him out this school or he gonna get arrested. I wasn't supposed to graduate until I was 21, so to me, I already kind of counted myself out, just like most of these kids did. I didn't even know it was an alternative school even existed. My mother like, well, we getting you out of this school. I'm like, what? Get me out of the school? This is my place. This is my home. I'm the man. I went to the alternative school. They said 22 credits to graduate. I only did 3 years of high school, bro. 3 years of high school. You know how many kids right now who's struggling that if you told them right now in 10th grade, you still got 2 more years left of school, yo, you bust your ass 1 more year, you ain't got to worry about school again. What you think they gonna do? I took AM, PM classes and I left all the gang shit alone, left all the street shit alone. And it wasn't even just like I left it alone, like I had to tell people, yo, no, I'm just not. What I did, man, I got ghost. Got ghost. Left. Doing my work, they seeing me. Hey, yo, what up, T? Yo, I'm going to work, go to school. When you busy, you exempt from all the BS. And people who's in the streets, they don't even bother you when you busy. Because they want to be busy. So they admire that. So when we talk about class pulling each other down, now, I have many situations of people doing good in the projects and nobody getting hit upside their head. Nah, he a good, yo, chill, give him a pass. 16, you can become a part of the community board no matter what your criminal record is. 18, you can run for local government no matter what your criminal record is. our kids is out here committing crimes, non-violent crimes. You know, only reason why I can't advocate for violent crimes because at the end of the day, when you pull that trigger, you know what you signed up for. And not to say it like this, when we was in the streets, we understood the rules. So once them kids take it that far, they understand the rules. It is what it is. Cops and robbers at that point, that ain't got nothing to do with politicians, that ain't got nothing to do with citizens. That's everything to do with who you hurt and the family that gotta grieve and the family that I gotta grieve you that you guys gotta be in jail. But what we can do is, for those who did their time and now they come home, we can offer them jobs. And how do we offer them jobs? Not from a political standpoint. It might be somebody who just got locked up who could now play security at your wrestling event. And you not even knowing that with you offering security to people that's coming fresh home, you could work with the corrections or the parole office, and then now your business has a non-profit factor that dedicates to the community. But we don't know these things, and our political leaders are not connecting all these things because I'm not gonna lie to you. Most of our Black and Hispanic political leaders, when they go into politics, they don't do business. Because we don't know the thin line between it. We're taught that, oh, well, we look at their inside trading and we start thinking that we're the stock market. We don't got inside trading. There's nobody that's gonna give you $1,000 or $1 million right now in your pockets just by you touching on that. And if I told you, yo, that table right there was $5,000 of extra money, how you gonna get that $5,000? We don't got that money. Even if you was to hustle right now, nobody got $5,000 to put on an inside trade. But if I was to sit there and tell you, yo, that guy right there is running for office, go film him. And you was to go film that guy, or you was to go do an interview with that guy, or you was to host an event and have that guy pop out. Now every other business is gonna look at who? You. Every other politician, even his opponent, gonna look at who? You. So that's what I'm pretty much about. I'm gonna let a few of y'all come up and speak, just to, briefly tell y'all, tell us what y'all got going on and things like that. But, and I'm also gonna let the chairman speak as well as the vice chairman speak. They have their own views and we all speak freely here. So it's like, we don't all agree. We all have different ways, and that's what makes us us. I like it here. So the next person I have come up and speak, we'll start with Grace.
What's up, Grace?
And then after Grace,
I wasn't planning on speaking.
would you like to say something?
I just got a couple of questions, but that's later.
Okay. After Grace, then goes Kat, and then you want to say something? And then Gonzalo, and then after that, I would like y'all to introduce y'all organizations to them, tell them what y'all about. And one of the things that I like to be honest with people is because this is all a teachable moment, right? This is my first time in politics as well, and I also want to be the change that I wish to see and to be the example. Let us know what's going on in your community. Let us know what you have in store. Let us know what your vision is. Don't never just walk into anything blind without having a plan or having a vision of saying, if I get with y'all, this is what I expect. This is how I expect to be represented. When you start doing that, the people gonna follow you because they gonna know that's the real. All right? So that's the time, Grace.